se había prometido.
Tengo que estar esperando a ver a qué
hora es, el tiempo está pasando.
La reunión que tengo está empezando.
Mal olor ya se me está pegando.
Tardes ya ni hablar, mejor lo voy parando.
Sucio y feo está, mejor me voy en taxi.
¡No!
Sweet and touching and full of emotion. The beginning made me laugh as I thought about my daily commute with the delayed bus, the jostling of passengers, and the negative emotions with it. But it was so lovely to explore that through music and through an elevated lens of life as a musical when you can't hold in those emotions anymore and you just have to let them out. It's elevated, but it reminds us the magic. And I think the magic was so ripe throughout this piece for exploring the emotions, and it was very refreshing. The storyline was tender and full of pathos and quite brilliantly performed. I quite honestly got chills from some of the singing, especially the father-daughter songs. And seeing where their paths are inspired by one another, where they're almost one another's heroes. But children are typically trying to push past what their parents had. And to see that she's not just going to be a bus driver, she wants to drive a shuttle to the stars, I thought was a really lovely element to this.
Wow, that little girl's voice just blew me away. When this film first starts, I wasn't actually expecting a musical. And then when they burst out into song, they feel frustrated, and you can feel it because it feels like it's an everyday scenario. And then it flips to the bus driver, and then back and forth. This film didn't use conventional cinematography, which kind of fits in with a musical sometimes, and it did in this. I was going to say, watching this, the first very wow moment is when that little girl starts singing. Her voice is pitch perfect. It's beautiful. It almost sounds like an angel. I didn't expect that at all. Everybody else, their voices, you could feel the frustration. You can see what they're going through, but she has a phenomenal voice and is a great actress. This film going through different colors, it goes through different emotions. It's very much a typical musical, except with unconventional cinematography. But that little girl really almost reminded me of like Cosette in Les Mis. Her voice was wonderful, and it really blew me away.
This is so sweet. It's whimsical, and it's giving a new life to a bus driver's job, from the customer's experience first, where they are never in agreement, they are never happy or satisfied with the service, and then from his family, the daughter particularly, where it's deep admiration portrayed with a cleverly dramatic approach to what the driver means to her, and the spaceship's analogy. It's great musical style, lovely special effects. I come from a city where you get dropped at gunpoint while riding public transportation, so I very much relate to what's happening here. This film is a representation of an urban hero and a sad reality of violence they have to face every day. It's very greatly produced. I love the settings. I love the choreographies. It's a great job.
It's really neat to see a film musical being produced like this, and to see a small independent team do a small independent musical is really a special thing. It's a fun story. You got the kind of the blight of the transport company and the workers and all these things happening, and then the inspiring daughter and the heroic father, and he's really a spaceship captain. It's really nice. The music was really good, and the singing was great. Really enjoyed the songs. The actors did a great job. Everybody on screen performed well. Really enjoyed the father and the little girl and the villain, and everybody just pitched in and did a great job. It was nicely directed, nicely edited, nicely shot, really well put together.
It's such a fun video to watch because it contains a musical theater style in this one, but it generated from the bad handling of infrastructure by the city. So it's kind of like how they like, going through this and they just kind of like singing it out like through the music to express their concern and going through it. So there's narrative, there's like the story in it, but at the same time, like the singing voices and like the music itself are such a strong element in this one. And it's set like in a small city, so it's good to see it like in a different form for this kind of like musical style.
What set it apart for me was the fact that the performers launched into song at various dramatic places in the film. Awesome, rousing, and poetic lyrics, and the choreography was also really good. Saying that, I also love the soundtrack with inspiring orchestral and piano music. I thought the performances were really strong, great acting and singing voices, notably the dad and his daughter. Clever writing, as his daughter and he dreamed of being in space, not just on a bus.